Hi there, it's Connie-Rae. Welcome to Connie-Rae's Craft Room. Today I have a gorgeous project for you, which is this little, well, it's not little, it's actually quite a good size, gift box. But the good thing about this box that's so exciting is this. You take off the belly band that has been created, and you open up the box, and da-da! Isn't that the cutest little box? And there's this tiny little Nutella jar here. So I thought, how cute is this? These are in Woolworths here in Australia. I'm sure you could probably find them in Coles as well. And I think they're about $1.50 or $2. I'm not sure. But they just make the cutest little gifts. These are great for wedding favours and stuff. So what I'm going to do is show you how I've actually made this. I won't put this together now. I'll show you how I've made it so that you can make it as well. It's an adaptation from the inspiration of Indra Blendl. She's a German demonstrator, and I interpreted the details from her box as well. She's done one similar. But yes, so this is what you're going to need to do it. So first of all, you're going to need a piece of cardstock, which is 12 centimetre. Okay, this is in centimetres too. It's not in inches, but you can do this with your paper trimmer. It's easy to do. It's not a difficult one to score and measure. So this is 12.4 centimetres across and 24.8 centimetres in length. You'll need one piece of that, and you'll need two pieces of these are the square inserts, and you'll need two of these, and these are 12.1 centimetre by 12.1 centimetre in sizes. So when you've got your scoreboard, or your paper trimmer, you will see that it's really easy to do, and scoring is just as easy as well. So have no fear if you don't know centimetres and inches, because you can work it out all with the trimmer. So to start with, you've got your dimensions for your cardstock. So on the what do I want? The 12.4 centimetre side. Is that the right? Yes, on that side. You're going to bring it up to, just to score, this is just the scoring now, you're going to bring it up to 2.4 centimetres. So you've got your 2 on this side, so you go 4 little notches from there. So it's 2, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And you're going to score on this side, down one side, and you're going to turn it around, and you're going to do it at 2.4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. So you're just scoring on both sides. Then turn it around, and again score it on 2.4 centimetres mark, and then score it down here as well, and then turn it around completely, and then start at the next scoring mark, which will be 10 centimetres. So you go up to the 10 and you're scoring at the 10. You move up to 12.4, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 12.4 and score again. And then you go to 14.8 centimetres. So you're moving just along to 14.8, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you're scoring again. And then the last score on this particular piece goes up to 22 centimetres, 0.4. So it's up to 22, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And you're scoring again just on the edge there. So that will give you your lines. Let me just see if I can get that in colour for you. Or colour, in focus is probably a better word. There we go. You should have it looking like this. And for these pieces, excuse me, for these pieces, you're going to be scoring, let me see, what are they, 2.1. So you're scoring at 2.3 centimetres. Let me just look at my instructions. Did I just... Oh, I think I just knocked my bow down. I've written out all my instructions here. So you're 12.1 times 12.1 centimetres. You score on 2.3 centimetres on all 4 sides. So you're just going to bring that up at 2.3 centimetres and score on all 4 sides. So you're just turning it around, turning around, turning around. So you're just doing the 4 of those, 2 of those at that. So that's to start with. So it's really not hard. You've just got to use your centimetre measurements rather than your inches measurements, or whichever works for you. Okay, so to start with, we will prepare this And I have got a template here for you. And what we're going to do is the bottom is going to look like this. We're going to cut these pieces and we're going to score, and the bottom is going to look like this. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's start with the bottom of it. And what I like to do is to burnish my lines first before I start cutting, because it just makes it a little bit easier in terms of cutting. Try and be as neat as possible with your cutting, because when it comes to closing the box, you need to have, you know, a nice closure on the box. You don't want it not lining up and things like that. So if you're not neat with your edges and stuff like that, it does make it sort of like go a bit odd in placement. So try and remember to try and be as neat as possible, if you can. I know we're not always that good. I know I'm not. Okay, so the first score line in the middle here, you've got three. Let me see. Three. You've got two. 1, 2, 2. Okay, let me try again. 2 sections, and there's a third line. Okay, I'm not explaining this very well today. Okay, there's a third line there. That is going to be, probably because you can't see it, so you're going to fold that way, fold it this way, and then you're going to fold that onto itself. So that gives you the crease in the box, which is this piece here. So that when you open your box, it's got that crease. So I'll show you how that's done, which is pretty easy. You're just going to fold that, and then you're going to go back and just fold it the opposite way. That's all it is. But sometimes it can look a little bit daunting when you watch it on tutorial. You think, oh, I can never do that. And then you realise it's really quite simple. So there you go, we've got that. So when the box closes, it's going to have that pinched thing there. So there we go. All right, so we will do some preparation for this one now. So very simple cutting. We're just going to be cutting up the score line, and we're just going to be trimming off, like I said, as neatly as possible, the edges, just so when we close it in, it's going to look measured, and it's going to look nice when we close it in. Sorry, I'm having a bad time with my words tonight. Okay, and it's just going to be the little folding closure parts. It's not going to be any other part that we're going to be cutting. So normally you would sometimes cut the glue flaps and things like that. Well, we don't have to do that at all. So we're not doing that, we're just doing the little edges. Trying to think of something to say while I'm doing this, but it's quite mesmerising, just taking these little chips out very slowly. I've got to say, this little box can be used for, because it's got a square ring in it, like it's cut out with the square thing. It doesn't mean you have to use a square, you can use a circle. It depends what you want to put in it. But these little Nutella jars are so cute. And you will need some Tombow. I have used Tombow for the whole thing because it does take a bit of gluing, and I found that it's just the best option for me with in terms of gluing. So I'm sure that you will see what I mean when you come to putting your box together. You'll find that the gluing is probably best with Tombow. You can use sticky strip if you want, but I would recommend using Tombow because it's stronger and it will hold your project together. Okay, so we've got that part done. So that's what you, oh, look at that one. It looks a little bit wonky, doesn't it? Ew. Okay, but it's all good. Okay, so we'll leave that for that, like that now. And then we've got the 2 squares, which are our inserts. And we are going to score these as well. Sorry, burnish. Again, my words aren't working tonight. Use your words. Oh dear. I find if I don't upload a project frequently, I become a little bit rusty. Creatively as well, I've noticed. So the longer you leave it to do projects, the rustier you do get creatively and in terms of recording as well. So that's interesting, isn't it? Okay, for this one, we are just going to cut like that. And we're going to go around in a pinwheel. I'm just trying to remember, did I cut all of the... Yeah, I think that's right. So we're going to go around in a pinwheel. Because again, we're sticking this box into the main box itself, the main project. So we want it to go flat and even. So we don't want to take out too much of anything and too little of anything. We want it to be as even as possible. So in doing that, we can keep it neat. Because like I said, if we don't cut it properly, it's going to stick up and the box won't close and all sorts of things will happen. And I don't know about you, but I find that incredibly frustrating when I'm doing something that I'm really looking forward to an end result from. And the pinwheel option, you can use the pinwheel option for, you know, a lot of projects that you do. It just closes better with the pinwheel option. Okay, so you will also need to get, I just went off camera and paused a bit and did a little bit of work so that I could come back to you. So you'll need some DSP squares and they will measure 7.1 centimeters by 7.1 centimeters. And you'll need 6 pieces of this designer series paper. I've used the butterflies that come free from the Celebration collection. And everybody, I'm pretty sure, knows all about these by now, but they are only available for a short time. But they are fabulous. They've got a beautiful, gorgeous side on the other side as well. Beautiful purple side. Anyway, so you need 6 of these for your design. And I've stuck 2 down here. And then what you need also is the square stitched framelets. And it's the second largest one. And you need to pop that in there and run it through your Big Shot for both of the inserts at the moment. This is what we're focusing on. And then obviously you can take your square away and you're left with a nice, using up all of that beautiful DSP that's going to disappear. But these are your inserts. So that's what you need to do with that. And I went offline and did that so it doesn't, because it just makes a horrible noise. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is we will glue the inserts down and let them sit while we do this. And again, as I suggested, I'm using Tombow because it's just the strongest option, I think. Adhesive of your choosing is always what I say, but in this instance I'm pretty sure it's going to be this one. Lots of glue. It's such a fun project and it's not hard to do. At first it's daunting because there's kind of a lot of little fiddly bits that you need to do in terms of preparation. But to be honest, it's really enjoyable when it comes together because it's such a nice gift. Okay, so we're going to bring our sides up and a nice square, even angle, so that when we pop it into our insert into the box, it's going to be all the same on all 4 sides and it's going to be nice and flat in terms of the edges so that it sits nicely. And you can do this with both inserts. We have to do this with both inserts. Actually, you don't even have to, now you would have to put 2 inserts in for this particular project. But if you didn't want to, you don't have to make 2 inserts. It depends what you're going to be using the box for. In this particular instance, for the Nutella jar, you do need to do it like this. Alright, so there's the first insert. Looks pretty good. And then I've got glue all over my fingers, and I worry about it when it's black because it just goes all over everything. So I'm just using some hand sanitizer to remove it. And we'll do this one as well. And of course all the links are going to be included down the bottom in the YouTube tutorial section where it says show more, and it'll be down the bottom, and you just click show more and it will give you all the links to all the products that I've actually used, which is really nice. So you can go in and you can do one or two things. You can purchase the products directly from my online store, and you can see the tutorial over and over again until you get it, which is the great thing about YouTube, isn't it? I was looking up, what was it? Oh yeah, I was looking up some crocheting tips the other day because I love crocheting and I've never really known how to do it. So I want to start crocheting, which I think would be really interesting to do. And the last one, okay, so we have got those done. So now we move on to the second part of our design. Okay, as I suggested, you need 6 pieces of this designer series paper for the box to do the inside, the outside, and to do these sections here. So these, as I said, were 7.1 centimeters. Now the other thing that you need to do is you need to get your black ink, and you need to get your, what did I do with it? A piece of foam or something, a piece of foam or a sponge dauber. Or whatever, and you just need to get your black ink, and you need to go around the edges of this paper because this is a nice gorgeous design which is light on the other side, and on the side of the papers here it looks a little bit white, so I went over it with a bit of ink just to make it look black and flush more into the project on this particular side. So you need to do that for all of your designer series paper pieces. So I'm going to pop this onto will I? Or what? Yes, I will. I'll do that now. Onto here with some DSP. Oh, sorry, some Tombow. You could use, for this particular section, you don't have to use Tombow if you don't want to. But I'm so used to using Tombow for this project that I really don't know any other method at the moment. Sorry, I keep going over camera shot. If you have got pattern DSP that you're using, you need to be aware of your pattern and make sure that your pattern is going in the same direction, unless it's like a multi-pattern kind of scenario where it flies any which way it wants to. But these butterflies aren't really like a straight line, so it's kind of okay. But if you have to sync and coordinate the patterns up, be aware of when you're doing it, you need to make sure that they're all going in the same direction as the box itself. So you're doing front and back for this designer series paper of the box itself, because I'll show you in a second why, and it makes sense. I think the original one the one that I got the inspiration from to do it, I don't think she actually put anything inside, but I loved the actual opening the box and seeing the same designer series paper on the inside. So for me it was kind of like a preference, but you don't have to put it on the inside if you don't want to. So we've got it on both sides now. Doesn't it look lovely? It's so pretty. You'll see what I mean when I open the box here, how you've got your Nutella, but you've got the paper on the inside. See the butterflies, how they're sort of like all flying around and stuff like that. I liked the two-tone effect with it. I didn't want to leave it just black when you opened it. I thought it was really pretty opening it up and finding those butterflies floating around. Sorry, I'm just going to use my hand sanitizer because I've got glue all over me again, and it makes it, I tend to spread it over all my projects. All right, so the next component that we're going to do in terms of gluing, we're going to glue the box together. So we are going to be looking at putting it together like yay. Okay, so let me just make sure these pieces are all good in terms of measurements. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, good. No major disasters. All right, so we're going to pop some glue on the side and stick it to the side of the box. And we'll do one insert at a time and finalize that first insert. So you're lining it up with the score marks and the glue flap on the side of the box. So you just want to make sure it's all in proportion and just hold it up there for a few seconds to make sure it grabs. Which it should have done. Okay, so I'll just show you what it's done. I've just on the side there, where we did that little fold there, we're using that part, and what we're doing is we're sticking the side of the box onto that particular glue flap. And we're going to do this side as well now, and sticking it onto there. So I'll put some more glue on the other side. It's basically adding the insert into the box. That's what we're doing now. And I have found that this way is probably the best way to do it, because it holds it firm and flat and solid. And then turn it over, and we are going to put some here, some glue I should say. And just stick down the little louvers on the sides just for a few minutes, and then we're just going to, it doesn't matter if they pop up, we're just going to put some glue on the sides of them as well. And then we are going to just stick that down again and bring that side up as well. So that should be sticking quite firmly. And we'll do the other side. Oh, it's glue. When you get it on your hands, I tell you, I think I've got this thing happening with this OCD thing, you know, where I can't stand glue and glitter and bits and pieces on my fingers. And people who follow me often see me after I've been embossing and things like that, sweeping or getting rid of it. I just find it really annoying. Sorry, folks. Okay, so we're going to stick those ones down again. And I'll grab a little bit and put a little bit of glue on them as well. And then we'll bring the other side over to seal in that insert, which has now gone in beautifully. It'd be really nice to see other people come up with lots of different colour combinations as well. There we go. Look at that. See, you've got one perfect insert. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so now we're going to do the other one. So again, just making sure all our measurements are fine. Yep, they are. And we're going to, is that the right way? Because it's an even square, it shouldn't really matter. But you just want to make sure your designer series paper is flowing the right way as well when you pop that in, which it is. Okay, so again, we're going to put the same procedure on this side of the box. Is that enough? Should be. It's pretty strong stuff, this Tombow, so it shouldn't really be a problem. So again, we're going to line it up with the other box insert and the sides of the box, just to make sure. Sorry, it's a bit all fingers and thumbs, isn't it? There we go. And we will do the front panel. And we'll stick down the front panel. And again, we'll put some more Tombow. Pop that down. Like I said, it's not hard. It's just a bit fiddly, I suppose, but it's certainly worth it. And come Easter, if you've got somebody who you don't want to give an Easter egg to, this would be really good to give them. You'd still get some, you know, chocolate, especially the Nutella fans. There's a lot of them out there, I believe. Okay, and just put that over the glue tabs again and bring this side up. And make sure it seals in perfectly. And the last side, you can also put some money in it, I suppose, under the Nutella box. That'd be fun for somebody. Or these would make gorgeous bombonieres, wouldn't they? Well, not bombonieres. Well, the bombonieres are for the Italian version of wedding favours or party favours. So that's what they refer to them as. My husband's Italian, so I'm used to referring to them as bombonieres. But for wedding favours and party favours, these are great for that too. Okay, and so again, we've stuck that one down. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so easy to do. Love it. So, where am I up to now? Okay, so we're up to the sides of the box to make sure that we put some designer series paper on the sides as well. So far, so good. Let's make sure our Nutella fits in there. Yes, it does. I think I've actually used a bigger square than the other one. So it's actually going to be the third biggest square in the stitched labels dies, because you want it to, yeah, it's going to be the third biggest. I think I've actually used the biggest one. So there you go. But that's okay. For the purposes of this demonstration, it's fine. Okay, so we want to put on our little corners, and we need, I think we need 2, 4, 6, 8 of those. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, it was one that flew. I thought I saw one fly on the floor before. Ah, 8, just for the sides. And those measure, let me see, the measurements on those ones are 8 pieces at 2.1 centimeters by 7.3. So if you do a piece of designer series paper that measures 7.3 in length, you'll be able to chop them off at 2.1 centimeters to get the 8 out of it. So that is what you'll be doing, and you'll be doing this. You'll be sticking them on. So I've stuck them on the back as well as all the other sides, because I thought, well, you know, I don't like it just being plain. I like it to have the designer series paper on it. And again, of course, I have also put the black ink around these pieces as well, because it just looks better. Beautiful. And the last set, I wonder why I get glue on everything. Yes, well, here we go. Last one. Pop it on. Beautiful. Okay, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? Okay, I think I think I made a mistake with the big one on the top here. The big one on the top is, I think it's a little bit bigger. Yeah, that one's actually supposed to be a little bit bigger. The top designer series paper for the lid is in the measurement of, trying to read my own notes here. Top box is 7.3 centimeters by 7.3 centimeters, whereas the other ones are 7.1 centimeter. So your top piece is supposed to be 7.3, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. So that's all good. All right, so then we pop our little, isn't that cute? As I said, I've used the wrong size thing, but that's okay. You can use whichever size you want, depending on how you want it to spin around. Okay. Now, the belly band. Really easy to do, the belly band. And the belly band is going to be 27 centimeters in length for the cardstock and 27 centimeters in length for the DSP. The width of it is 2.8 centimeters for the cardstock and 2.4 centimeters for the designer series paper. Again, I will write that down. We need to score it before we stick it down. So we are going to be scoring it at 4.5, 9.5 centimeters, 17.3 centimeters, and 22.3 centimeters. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. So we'll just fold that up. And basically, we are just going to pop that around our box, like so. And we are going to apply some glue. I don't think I scored that very well. Okay, there we go. You could probably burnish it a bit with your bone folder to make sure, because it is cardstock and designer series paper, but it should be fine. Okay, so then we're going to stick that down. So we just pop it onto your box, add some Tombow. And then we are going to glue that down. And we'll keep our finger on it, just until it grabs. That should be fine. Okay, there we go. We have got our belly band on, and now we're just going to do our sentiment. And we should be all good. Okay, so we've got, I've already done a bow, and I've also done my sentiment. You will need to use for this what I've used for this, but you can obviously do whichever you choose, but I do like this one. And let me just make sure that that is, try not to do it too tight. Don't do as I do. do as I say. Yeah, I think it's okay. It just needs to, I just want to leave it to sit a bit, let it dry and see how we go. Okay, so for the stitched labels framelets, I have used for the sentiment, I have used this lovely round piece here, and that's in the stitched labels framelets, and that is using that piece there with the stamp. The stamp set that I have used is Sweetest Things stamp sets, and I've used this sentiment here. Sweetest Things. Oh, yeah, Sweets for You, which is in this set here. And we have used this one here. So that's the Sweetest Things. Obviously, and we've stamped out. And I've also used the 2 inches, I beg your pardon, 2-inch circle punch, and punched out some silver cardstock, silver glittery cardstock, and to put underneath it. So I'm just looking for my dimensionals. So we're going to pop this up. Now one thing, the only thing you have to be aware of here is that when your belly band comes off, you don't want anything on this side of it stopping it from coming off. So is this the opening? Yes. So from the opening, you don't want to have anything stopping it. So make sure when you stick it down, like I have done, when you stick it down, you stick it onto the belly band itself so that you can slide the belly band on and off without any hassles. Probably should have put those, if I move that up. No, that seems all right. Yeah, I think so. Well, that's not on straight anyway. Okay. Okay, and some more. Just to pop up this one, the sentiment. There we go. Now we're going to stick on our little bow. It's so cute. Alright, and last but not least, we've just got a few embellishments to put on to pretty it up a bit. Let's see what we've got here. I think we used some Diamantes, did we? I did. Okay, so what I will do is use a big one of this and a little one. Oh, I've just gone and done exactly what I said not to do, which is put them on the other side. But at least you're learning from all my mistakes. Okay, there we go. There's one, and I think we will put one here. That is so pretty. That's gorgeous. Really pretty. Okay, and what else have we got? Might just put just one over here. There we go. I think that'll do. I love these little droplets. They are so adorable. I hope we keep these in supply because they're just beautiful. Okay, there we go, folks. All done. Thank you so much for being patient with me today. I hope it wasn't too long, but it's certainly worth learning how to do because it can be used for many, many occasions and many, many items. It doesn't have to be a Nutella jar. It can be whatever you want it to be. So you don't have to use all the inserts. You can use part of the inserts. You can do whatever, really. It's just up to your creativeness. But it is a great little box. I love the insert part that you can apply to it. So good luck with it, people. As I said, in the bottom there will be, under show more information about how to construct this. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I will see you soon for a new tutorial. And again, if you need any of the products, you can shop online 24/7 just through the links down the bottom. And please do like, share, subscribe, and I will see you soon with another tutorial. Goodness knows what that will be. But for now, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.